This is Max Williams with United Real Estate, and today I'm in Eastern Henrico. More specifically, I'm in Sandston, and today we're going to take a look at a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath brick ranch style home. This home is located here on about 1/3 of an acre. We are on a corner lot. Very good looking block here. We've got beautiful trees. It is springtime, and even though we're in the midst of this pandemic, the governor has stated that real estate is an essential service, and therefore we are moving forward with caution. Homes are still being bought and sold every day here in Central Virginia. In fact, I have a closing tomorrow with a gentleman, and one of his coworkers, who he was kind enough to refer to me, is closing in about 4 weeks. So we are definitely moving forward. Some lenders have made some adjustments to their loan products. There are some smaller lenders that have actually stopped doing government insured loans. Government insured loans are simply FHA, VA, and USDA loans. Those government entities do not make loans, however, they insure them. There are some larger lenders that are still doing business as usual, and there are also lenders that have increased their credit score requirements. But I say all that to say that homes are still being bought and sold as normal. There are some sellers that are taking precautions as far as their showings. They're providing booties and hand sanitizer and just asking that people be respectful in this current time. Some of them are restricting hours. Obviously, you have more people that are at home now, so some of the showings are a little bit more challenging than others, especially if children are in the home. Okay, this is something I wanted to point out. We have an oil tank here. Whenever I see an oil tank, my red flag or my radar immediately goes up for a couple reasons. Number one is because an appraiser is typically going to require a oil contamination, a soil contamination report if they see any sign of oil on the ground. That simply means that that'll have to be remediated by the seller. However, when that happens, the appraiser has to come back out, which is an additional cost. So we try to avoid that at all costs when I'm working with a buyer. We don't want them to have to spend extra money for a second visit when we know that we can work with the listing agent many times in advance, get that issue taken care of, and that way we don't have to waste any money. I treat my clients' money like it's my money when it comes to these transactions, so we're very, very cognizant of that. This home does have a 2-car detached garage. I unfortunately don't have the key. It wasn't in the lockbox to this, but we've got obviously a very big space here. It looks like a workshop attached to it as well. There is electricity in that building. So, ladies, if you want to swap out a transmission or do a tune-up while he's preparing the evening meal, that's a great place to do it. Okay, one other thing I wanted to share with you here in our current environment is that often a national crisis will bring out the worst in people. But overwhelmingly, I think it actually brings out the best in people. It was so kind of the Martin family to give me a call the other day. They're in New York, and of course we know what New York is going through. And they said, Max, we were just kind of thinking about you, and we wanted to reach out and see how you were doing. So I spent about 20-30 minutes on the phone with Mr. Martin. It was just so nice to actually speak with someone. I've never spoken with him before, but he was just nice enough to take the time to share with me what was going on in his life, and just that human interaction is just really, really nice during a time like this. Okay, we're going to go inside and take a look here. This home built in 1959, and an addition has been put on. I'm going to point that out to you as we go through some really interesting things to consider whenever you have an addition. We're going to start here to our left. There is space for a dinette. Under that light, they envisioned the dinette going right there. We've got built-ins that are already installed. Wood floors here throughout most of this home. Our kitchen, a couple of things I wanted to point out here. These are knotty pine cabinets. They're in actually really good condition. If someone wanted to give it a more modern look, you could simply swap out that hardware and paint them. And then you'd have a solid wood cabinet. No need to spend the extra money if you didn't want to. And if you wanted to go back with high definition laminate as far as your countertops, that would not be expensive. Granite would be a little bit more, but it would definitely make a big impact here in this kitchen. The appliances do convey. We've got space directly ahead there. You can get a large refrigerator right there in that corner with no problems, and the cabinets overhead. This is going to transition into our mudroom. Here we've got plenty of space for storage. Your washer and dryer would go right there in that corner. Nice cabinetry overhead for additional storage, and our electric water heater here behind the door. A few days ago I mentioned braided hose, and I think that might be steel. Normally it's going to be silver, but this is the type of braided hose that I talked about for a washing machine. This is going to be a higher quality hose than just a regular garden hose type variety that you would see on a cheaper connection. Very important, because many times whenever you're going to have a failure, either for a washing machine or a water heater, if a hose is going to fail, that's what it's going to be, a lower grade hose. 200 amp electrical, the same service we would have in a modern home, so that service has been upgraded. This is an addition here. They went ahead obviously and put this addition on, and there's something that's very critical here in this addition I wanted to point out to you. This room is approximately 20 by 15, and that's a lot of square footage when you're considering the overall size of this home. It's important to make sure, if you're ever buying or selling, that they did include this square footage. We've got an electric baseboard heater there, which is only probably $50 to $70. However, it now makes this conditioned space. Heat is required in order for space to be considered finished square footage. Air conditioning is not. So an appraiser would count this just like they would count any other square footage here in the home. So just an important stipulation. We're going to go back through the main house. I'm going to show you that door. We're going to go through so you get proper orientation of exactly where that door comes out. Okay, we're going to go directly through. This room is actually a room that could go either way. We've seen this before. This is very common in the older homes. This room could actually be a dining room, or it could be a bedroom. And the reason it could be a bedroom is we do have a closet here. You would obviously switch those shelves out, and you would put a door there and a door to the kitchen and a door to the hallway in order to give this room privacy. We were just in the addition, and that's the room here to the addition. This space that I'm currently standing in is a family room, or if you really wanted a huge master, it could go that way as well. They installed, I believe, a propane tank attaches to that fireplace there. We also have a closet that's almost a walk-in closet. It's pretty deep, but it's definitely bigger than you would typically expect in a house built in 1959. They put a powder room here as well. I would probably go ahead, switch out that vanity and that vanity top. Not an expensive upgrade, but definitely would make a nice impact here in this home. So we're going to transition back through. I'm going to take you through this dining room. If you use the room that we're in now as the master, then this would be a 3-bedroom home. If you chose to use it as a family room, then it would actually be a 2-bedroom home. Our linen closet right there, and a classic black and white full bath, our hall bath. I like this home because you do get a really good amount of square footage here, and you get that detached garage. I know a lot of people love to have that additional space. If you need a garage for tinkering or just simply for storage, it gets a little tough to get that kind of space in this price range. And we're still in a very good looking block. Once again, this house is coming in about $20,000 below tax assessment. Whenever we see a home that's in habitable condition, that's that far below tax assessment, we typically know that we're probably looking at a pretty good deal. Tax assessment is different than appraised value. Appraised value is what a licensed appraiser puts on the home as far as market value. Tax assessment is simply what the county says that a home is worth. And we regularly, more times than not, see homes selling for more than tax assessment. So whenever the tax assessment is lower than the asking price and the condition is relatively good, we know that we're potentially looking at a real strong deal. This is coming in at about $108 a square foot. So I really like what I'm seeing here. If your budget is limited and you're a first-time buyer, this house might be right for you. Remember, homes are still being bought and sold in our current environment. We're being cautious with our activities, but if you've got some downtime and you think this is a good time for you to consider a purchase, I definitely welcome your call or your referrals for that matter. Max Williams, 804-402-7788. I can be reached on Facebook under Richmond Area Foreclosures. On YouTube under my name, Max Williams Realtor. Thanks so much for taking the tour. You guys be safe. I look forward to taking you on the next one. Have a great day.